Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Bill Chasing the Movies, and the spring blockbusters just keep on rolling in as we get closer to summertime, and that's when the big ones, the really big ones, start coming. But first we're going to start off with a movie with two comedic geniuses in my mind, Steve Carrell and Tina Fey, in a movie called Date Night. And this is a wild romp of an adventure comedy that I enjoyed from beginning to end. That said, however, kind of left a lot to be desired in terms of what kind of brilliance Steve Carell and Tina Fey provide on their respective NBC shows, The Office and 30 Rock, which come on one right after the other. Now the movie starts out, they're a couple who's pretty much just been beaten up by, well, just life in general, like nothing major, they've never seem to have time for each other, the intimacy is gone out of their marriage because, well, kids, and it happens. It's just a typical, middle-aged couple who just can't seem to be a couple anymore. And what I like about it too is that they treat it with lightheartedness. It seems to be masking their frustration, but we can see it surfacing there. And what I like what they do there is how they pull it off with such, Steve Carell's over the top, like slightly over the top demeanor, where he, which he produces so well as the character of Michael Scott on The Office. It's more toned down here. I guess he's Michael Scott without being a complete and utter buffoon and moron. But he still has that sort of humor going for him. And again, it's the way he masks his frustration. Tina Fey, she has a bit more subtleness to her comedic elements, but yet she's smart in her dialogue, and it really shows in this film. But basically, the whole plot outline is that after just finally getting a night out, which they've been craving for so long, they get out there, they go to a restaurant, of course, no reservation, so they pretend to be another couple. That, however, sets the tone of the events, and all of a sudden the mob is involved. Now, what I like about it, too, is that there's nothing overly, complex about the mob plot. Again, this is a comedy. It doesn't need to be overly complicated. It's not really an action film. There are somewhat action sequences and little adventurous things here, but it doesn't try to go a step out like, say, a film like Pineapple Express did, where it was a comedy and then became just a graphic, gory action film. Now, the thing I like here, too, is that they have a very reliable and heavy supporting crew. Mark Wahlberg, taking a very unlikely supporting role in a comedy of all things, is actually quite good as a specialist who never has his shirt on. Girls, you'll probably enjoy that. But either way, he plays it serious. I love how he does it, but you can tell his character's there for a comedic element, as Faye's character really is, captivated by him, and we can see why. I mean, he is Mark Wahlberg, for crying out loud. But no, he's really good here too, and he tries to help the couple out. The real couple that they're after is played by the always funny James Franco and Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis is really continuing to rise as a movie star, in my opinion. And those two are also awesome together. The scenes they have with Faye and Carell, and they really hold up their own with each other. James Franco shocked me beyond belief a couple of years ago with Pineapple Express, with what he could do. He's always been a very serious actor, and in some movies I just couldn't stand him. But I really have high hopes for his future too, not only just as a comedic actor, but as an actor as well, as I think these comedies have really helped him get a balance of what he needs to be as an actor. And as for Mila Kunis, she seems to be very, she's becoming quite versatile and reliable. I'm not saying she's, Meryl Streep or anything like that, but she really just has this charm to her that she can almost pull off any type of role. We've seen it in the comedy she's done, and we saw it in Book of Eli a couple months back. Now, again, this film could have probably been a bit more wittier with the minds of Carell and Fey behind it, but really, I guess you can't expect perfect all the time for two actors who generally are most of the time. I like Fey's last movie effort, Baby Mama, which didn't get reviewed by a lot of critics. I don't think it was screened for a lot of them, but I liked it a lot. Her and Amy Poehler are just very funny people. And I just like the film in general. Carell and Fey have great chemistry together. You'd think that you wouldn't see those two just by their looks as a couple, but really, they pull it off. Like, they have chemistry together, not just comedically, which they do, but also as a real couple. It seems they're very realistic. Date Night is a movie that's very funny. If you're fans of both Carell and Fey, you should love it, but don't be expecting the level of 30 Rock and The Office if you're huge fans of those shows. But either way, you shouldn't be too disappointed. So I give Date Night 3.5 stars out of 5.